Hello everyone, today I'll be bringing you a Warframe build that will help you dominate in Elite Onslaught. Jumping straight into the build, it's pretty straightforward. It uses corrosive projection to lower the enemy armor, has some range mods, has some damage mods, some efficiency, some duration, and most importantly the capacitance mod to give your teammates shields and vitality to give yourself a chance to not die. Let's just jump right into the gameplay so I can show this build off. It's amazing, I really recommend it, and it's extremely cheap. As you can tell, I'm going to be playing public queue with random players, so the data won't be skewed by good teammates. We are going to fly to the Elite Onslaught right now, and I'll get to see what my team is going to be in a second. Well, unfortunately for me, the team is going to be Nidus, Octavia and someone else, Sarim Prime. So we have an awful team, I won't get any support, but that's fine. Right from the start I use my 4 and as you can tell, all the pretty numbers on the screen basically mean you almost killed the entire map already. I'm going to be using the Rakta Cernos today because the proc gives you energy, and as you can tell, in public queue you expect to get a shitty team of only damage users. So I get a Rakta Cernos proc, I'm collecting buffs around the map to get more force. You have to be careful though, because if you spam your 4 too much, the big yellow thing shows up and says, "You're doing that too much, please use some other ability," and your 4 gets locked up for 20 seconds. So try to avoid spamming your 4, try to get some shots in between 4s, but that's your main damage. As you can tell, I'm dashing around, I'm getting bonus energy, because believe it or not, your 4 is pretty expensive, and this build is built for a proper team. For example, if you have a Trinity Prime, Vote becomes even more powerful, but since I'm in a team with only DPS users, I'm pretty fucked. So I have to fend for myself. It's a good thing I have the Rakta Cernos, and here we go again. Numbers all over the screen, that's what Vote does in this game mode. This is why Vote is so good, and I'm going to tap in a second to show you. I'm on a team with only DPS, remember, and I'm going to have more than half the damage dealt out of the 4 people in the raid. 60%, like I said, absolutely fantastic. Vote was reworked, so his damage was uncapped on his 4, and as you can tell, he's perfect for this game mode where enemies literally run at you and they get close enough so that you deal damage with it. Lightning everywhere, numbers everywhere, this is Vote Prime in action. I hope you're going to try this build out as soon as you see how it goes to the end of this raid. And now I'm going to fast forward a bit to a pretty specific spot. As you can see, we're already at zone 7, near the half point to finishing it. I quickly tapped to show you what kind of the damage looks like. I'm almost up to 70% already, and these zones are only getting harder, so as the zones are going on, I'm doing more and more damage and my teammates are dropping off, in spite of all 4 of us being DPS users. If we had a Trinity Prime, I could get a lot more kills, but I'm limited to my bow and the occasional 4 instead of spamming the 4 pretty much. But I'm still getting all the damage I want, I'm still getting all the kills I want. As you can tell, I'm constantly using the bow because I need those Rakta Cernos procs. Unfortunately here I mess up my 4 and it basically doesn't hit anyone, but in spite of that I'm still going to come out on top with a lot of damage dealt in this Elite Onslaught. You can see the level of the enemies, it almost doesn't matter because your 4 is so effective, and I've chosen this map specifically to bring you back because this is the worst map possible for Vote. The maps rotate from week to week, and this one should be making it impossible for me to deal damage or letting my teammates catch up, but it isn't because of the Rakta Cernos, because I play smart and find mobs of enemies before I use my 4. So some maps won't be as easy for you because you have to hunt the enemies out, but not every map can be a vertical wasteland where Vote can murder everyone. So as I'm sure you can tell, my Rakta Cernos is pretty heavily modded, I'm not gonna lie about that, but you can use any primary weapon you want as long as your team is actually good. You have a Trinity or someone else to support you, otherwise you're pretty fucked because you have to rely on something like the Rakta Cernos. Now, moving on to zone 8. And now you'll see why I cut to this specific point. This map is pretty neutral, it isn't too bad for vote, but they're Grenier assassins, and if you stop CCing them, they're going to kill you, which is pretty unfortunate. I just wanted to show you that me and the Sarin kept going, but our two teammates decided, nah, why should we play for the most important reward, the one on the 8 zone, when we can just quit and leave them high and dry. At this point you would think we're about to fail this mission, right? Wrong. Vote is so fucking good that even though I'm going to die 2 or maybe 3 times now on this last map, I'm still going to have enough damage to keep our efficiency up, and Sarin helps me out a bit, but let's be honest, Vote is the real person doing the work in here. So as you can tell, I have no energy, I can't even use my 4, and I'm about to die because I have nowhere to hide against all their guns. I finally managed to use a 4, but I use it in a pretty shit spot. As you can tell, our efficiency is dropping, so I realize I'm going to have to die to refresh my energy in a bit. It's a pretty unfortunate set of circumstances, but even with only 2 people left, Vote is strong enough to win you the map and finish the game if your teammates happen to leave randomly. So, as you can tell, I just got killed. I shoot for a bit, but then realize it's fucking pointless. The Sarin can't be bothered anyway, she has to keep up the efficiency, so I revive and use my 4 with the refreshed energy. Now, I'll be honest with you, this isn't a solo build. It'll be best if you can bring a support with you, if you can bring another 3 teammates with you, but this build is perfect to farm up to zone 8, it gives you a lot of damage, and it's pretty much a secure win, unless your team quits like they did in my game. But I wanted to use this game specifically because this is a great example of your team being poor composition, your teammates being assholes that leave before the mission is over, and still Vote manages to do all the damage in the world, manages to win the last map. As you can tell, only 15 seconds are left, and we're about to win the mission. The efficiency can drop. I do one last victory 4, and this is pretty much it. Here we go. Zone 8 is over, we get the random ass reward, which isn't what we wanted, but good enough. And now I'm going to fast forward and to us exiting this shit. So we finally got out of the hellhole, and as you're about to see, I have 79% of the damage dealt thanks to that last map, and over 2000 kills. On a real team I can get more than 3000 kills, but you saw what the team looked like. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, all that sort of good shit, leave a comment, tell me what you think about this build, tell me if you try it out, if it works out for you, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks as always for watching, bye.